Hello and welcome to today's video. I am really excited about this one. Today I'm going to be going over my hair dyeing timeline, and I've actually got pictures from the last 10 years. So the first picture I've got is from 2011 and then we're dating it all up to today. So it's really exciting. Now I don't remember the exact hair dyes for all of these. If I do remember off the top of my head I'll say it, but there's also a lot of these colours where I'll have one picture of me having purple hair, but I might have dyed it using like 3 different hair dyes within that time, but they don't look that different, so I haven't put in like a picture of each time just because I don't think there's any point they're gonna look the exact same. And there's also a lot of times where I've just played with different tones and I don't have the pictures. I've personally gone through my computer and through my Google Photos to find out as many pictures as I can, but I know this isn't all of them. But this is an account of my hair dye for the last 10 years to the best of my ability. Yeah, let's get started. So this first picture is from October 2011 and you can kind of tell my roots are very natural, but all throughout high school I'd basically dyed my hair either darker brown, lighter brown, reddy brown, purpley brown, and just used lots of box colours. And this, you can kind of see through the ends the accumulation of different box dyes that I'd used. I mean, it doesn't look great, but I had so much fun doing it, and then they were the only colours I was allowed in high school just because of like the school regulations, so I had fun doing that. And then the first time I put real proper colour in my hair was July 2012 and I dyed the ends green. I don't have a lot of pictures from the earlier colours because I didn't even have a phone with a camera on it, let alone a camera. So yeah, these were just what I've been able to find. So yeah, I dyed this green, and I can remember this was a Directions dye and I think it was apple green. Also apologies if you can hear noise in the background, my cats have just decided to start playing. But yeah, so I've got these 2 pictures of this dye, the apple green colour, and I really loved it. And then in August of the same year I put red on the end. The green had washed out and I put some red in, and I feel like this was probably another Directions dye. I can remember when I first wanted to do this was just during the summer holidays. My mum's hairdresser had brought me around like a little bag of dyes that I could use, and they're all Directions. It would have been another Directions red colour, I just don't know exactly which one. Then I went back to school, and for all of my last year of school, so that was 2012 to 2013, I had dark black hair and I really loved it. Honestly, I'm tempted to go black again after seeing some of the pictures that I found. But yeah, it was really dark, it was really black, and I'd kept this up all of that year because it was just easy maintenance. I didn't have to think about it. I have no idea what colour I would have used, probably just a box dye at this point. And then I'd finished school, and during the 2013 summer holidays I bleached some patches underneath. I actually got them done at a hairdresser's, which was like the worst experience, but yeah, I got 2 patches done around my ears. And in this picture here you can see that I've got blues and purples in, and I played around with this quite a lot, different blues and purples. That is definitely my sort of colours even from then. So yeah, I've just got this one picture, and sorry it's a bit blurry, but I really don't have many pictures of how this looked. And then by November time, I was at college now, there were no rules, and I started adding some more random pieces in that I bleached myself, and I've gone pink. And I was this pink colour for quite a while, just having it throughout. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it really like popped with my hair because the rest of it was so dark. I'd stopped dyeing the rest of it black, but you know, you can see my roots are still very dark, so yeah. Then by the time I got to January 2014, I'd dyed almost all of the underneath. So essentially if I'd lifted my hair in half, the underneath was all bleached. And I was really experimenting with deep blues and turquoise colours, and this is more of a turquoise one. I have a feeling that this is Directions turquoise. I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that was it. And you can kind of see in the next picture just how much of my hair was coloured by that point. And yeah, I was just playing with different blues. By April 2014, I'd let the last colour wash out, which I think was more of a greeny blue, and it was this really light mint green colour, and I really enjoyed it. So I did stay that colour for a little while. Then May 2014, I just put purple in the ends, and my roots were starting to grow in dark, so it didn't look as bright and like there was as much colour. And then June 2014, I added some blue in, and it was at this point where I was like, my hair's getting long, you can't tell there's enough colour here. And in July 2014, I eventually took the plunge and got it all bleached. This is the first picture I've got from that time. I did actually have a light pink on it when I first got it bleached, but I can't find a picture anywhere. So this is the dark pink colour that I had for a little bit, and I really enjoyed it, just different shades of pink. By October 2014, I'd gone purple, and I was really just playing around with purples, pinks and blues throughout this time. Then I found a blue colour that I really liked. I'm pretty sure it was the Directions turquoise, and I just really loved it. And I used to mix different dyes together as well, like I'd put a spoon of one in and a spoon of the other in and put loads of conditioner and really play around with it. So these were all from early 2015. You can see the first one, I had really bright hair, and then I let it fade out, and then I also went purple. The blue had faded out but not completely, and at that point I didn't know how to get rid of it, so I just added lots of light purple dyes on top, and it really turned out quite nice. So it was like light purple, light blues, and like it just all mixed together pretty nice. Complete accident that I managed to get it to look this good, but I really liked this hair colour. And then August 2015, I'd got it bleached properly again by a hairdresser, and I dyed it myself half pink and half purple, and I love this. It lasted quite a while. I had this for like festival season that summer, and I really enjoyed it. And then by February 2016, I'd gone back to the hairdresser because I couldn't figure out how to get rid of both purple and pink from my hair, and we went a dark grey colour. And for the next few months I really did play around with dark greys, dark silvers, but I also always added in like little specks of colour running through. So you can see in the first picture I had a few blue bits, and then this second picture it was like the darkest I ever went, and it was really dark steel grey colour. I don't have any idea what this one was. I got this one done properly. And then I also went silver, as you can see here, and this wasn't even proper hair dye, the coloured bits. I would add chalk into my hair, but because my hair was so light, the chalk would last like 2 or 3 days. So every 2 or 3 days I had like different colours in. I really enjoyed doing that. And then I basically stayed silver and greys for a while before going back to blue. I always go back to blue. Right now I'm thinking about going back to blue. I don't have any early pictures of this. This picture isn't till December time. Basically from June until December I was a dark blue, and I was just letting all of my roots grow and just keeping the dark vibrant blue. I've got a second picture here of a slightly different colour blue, but yeah, just throughout that whole time different blue hair dyes on the ends of my hair, and I was loving it. Then in December 2016 I got my hair bleached properly again. I really needed it doing, and I'd let my roots get too long to know how to do it myself. So I got it done properly whilst I was back home for Christmas, and then I got loads of different colours added to it. So we went for green, purple and orange streaks. This was just the colours that my hairdresser had got like to hand. I was suddenly like, I want it doing. And I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun, and it also faded out to be basically blonde with some blue left in, and I think the blue was from the green colours. Then in February I'd let it be light for ages, and I was like, no, I've had enough of this. So I went on Amazon and I actually ordered a crazy colour starter pack. There were like 6 or 7 hair dyes in there, and then I've got some left over from when I dyed it previously anyway. As you can see by this tinfoil picture, I put loads of colours in it. I think there were about 9 different colours, and this is how it looked after. I'm really annoyed at myself that I don't have better pictures of this hair, because it was so bright and so vibrant and my phone was absolutely crap, so it really doesn't show it that well. But yeah, I had this for a little bit. It faded to just be blues and pinks and purples, as you can see in this picture. So then by the time I got to March 2017, I'd added bits of extra blue in and bits of extra pink in to like try and keep it looking even, and it didn't. This is actually a picture I got took from the back of my head, and when I saw this picture I was like, oh, that looks bad from the back. I've been keeping on top of it from the front, but that does not look good. So I dyed it, and I dyed it all this bright purple colour, and it actually looked pretty purple and pink, just depending on what bits of hair it had gone on, because the amount of colours that I'd got underneath my hair. I definitely might have to go that one again as well. And then in April 2017 I'd put some pastel colours in. I think the pink and purpley colour had faded quite a lot, so I was just topping it up with different pastel colours everywhere else. And then in May 2017 I was fed up with pastel again, surprise surprise, and I went bright pink on the top, and then in the bottom V, because I had got still a little bit of an undergrowth at this point I think, and I think it looked pretty cool, but this is literally the only picture I've got of it, so who knows. And then in May I went orange. I figured out I'd never been orange before, and I was like, that's the next colour I'm going, and it looked really cool, but unfortunately on me it only lasted a couple of weeks. But it did fade to this really nice pastel, like, I don't even know what you'd call this colour, but I really liked it, so that was how it stuck. And then by July 2017 my hair was super light. I bleached it and I went bright blue turquoise root and green ends. I can't remember what colour the roots were, but I know that all of the lime green was crazy colour lime green. And I kept this for quite a while, doing different top ups, and eventually it just ended up all green, and I really enjoyed it. So by August 2017 all of my hair was just bright green. And yep, so you can see here September 2017 it had all faded out. So it still looked green, but it was a very faded, muted green, and again I was fed up. So I let Jay dye my hair. You can see September 2017, I've got a picture of Jay dyeing it. I have no pictures of the result because I thought it looked absolutely dreadful. He put like 3 different colours in my hair. It was bad, but it faded out surprisingly nice. So by October 2017 it had faded out to this light purple colour all over, with an odd bit of blue here and an odd bit of blue there, and I really liked it by October 2017. Later on in October I decided to bleach it myself. My roots had grown in quite long, so I bleached it, and I couldn't get all the blues out, so I had very yellowy roots and very blue ends, and I didn't know what to do, so I put a pink colour on it, and the pink colour turned my roots so bright pink. I was loving it, and it actually turned the blue just a slightly lighter version than the purple I've got today, and I thought it looked quite cool together. But after a while I got fed up, so by November I'd got it more pink and more pink. So this is a picture of all of the pinkness. Then you can probably tell by this point I was getting fed up. I didn't really know what to do with my hair, but I really enjoy doing it and I really enjoy messing with it. So in December 2017 I got my first set of extensions put in. They were silver extensions, but I had just the tops of my hair dyed purple into the silver, and I did like it, but I found, because I'd never had extensions before, I was finding it really difficult to make them look natural. So later on that month I dyed it all a light purple, and I really liked the look of it. But then of course by January 2018 I'd still got the extensions in, but I wanted something different, and this is to date probably my favourite hair colour I ever did. This first photo doesn't show it justice. The first photo shows the colours really nice, but the second photo shows how I had it styled basically every day, and I really enjoyed this. And I can remember the purple was Directions of Violet, which I think, yeah, so the purple was the same colour as of what I've got now. The blue was either Directions Lagoon Blue or Directions, they've got another blue that's very similar to Lagoon. It was like one of those two. I think I might have mixed it at some point. So like, I did this for a little while, and the ends were with a lime green hair dye by Crazy Colour, and I just loved this. I kept it for a while. And then in March 2018 I took my extensions out. My hair really had faded, and this was actually the time that I filmed my first ever YouTube video, and it was removing this blue hair dye out of my hair. Yeah, I don't know, I found this photo and I realised, and I thought it was pretty cool to look back on. So yeah, it's this blue, and I faded it out to a very light blue, almost white, before dyeing it pink roots and orange ends, and I again loved this. I thought it looked really cool, but by the end of the month it had really faded out. The ends were looking more yellow and the roots just, it wasn't looking good. Here's a picture from the end of the month, and yeah, I wasn't a fan. So by July 2018 I dyed it pink, and I think I dyed it pink a couple of times because for me pink fades really quick. This next picture, this is Arctic Fox Cosmic Sunshine, and I didn't record this one, and I can remember not recording it and being like, damn, that turned out such a nice colour. But I'd never dyed my hair yellow before. It was like the one colour that I'd got left to dye my hair, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I googled what's the best yellow hair dye, found it, ordered it, did it, and I loved it. This is another picture of that hair dye but from the back, and you can just really see how bright and vibrant it was, and I had this to go on holiday with. And then September 2018, surprise surprise, I had enough of that colour, so I went bright red, and I love this. I'm pretty sure this is a mixture of two different hair dyes. I think I used like Pillar Box Red and Vampire Red maybe. It was definitely two directions hair dyes. And then October 2018 I removed all of the red hair dye that was left, and I had quite bad roots but I wasn't yet ready to bleach them. My hair was feeling quite unhealthy, so I was trying not to bleach it, so I dyed it this really pastel purple colour. I liked it, but I didn't think it looked amazing with my roots. Like, it was nice enough, I just wasn't loving it. And then I also went a more pastel pink colour when that one faded, and again I liked it, I just didn't think it was looking amazing with the roots. So then later on, I think this was November, December time, I dyed my hair. I was aiming to go half black and half blonde. It's half black, the blonde failed, so I ended up putting a purple dye over it. I didn't like the colour, but the blonde had really failed, but it did fade to quite a nice colour. So this picture is from December 2018, and this was it faded, and it had grown on me by then. Then later on in December I went a bluey purpley colour, but it ended up looking quite grey, just because of the base colours of my hair. So this is a picture of that. And then later on I went even more green. Then I got my hair done professionally again. I got it like properly bleached, because there'd been a fair few months where I've been doing it myself, and I was like, need to do it properly, needs a good refresh. So they bleached it, and then I put this neon blue hair dye on it. It's Directions Neon Blue, and I absolutely love this colour, and it stayed in my hair really well. So this is picture one, and this next picture really shows the brightness of it, and this was after a few weeks. And I had this whilst going on holiday, and I was away for 3.5 weeks, and it stayed in really well and really bright. So that leads us to February 2019, and this was the faded colour, and I'm including both these two pictures. This is of the front of the hair and this is of the back, so you can see how long my hair is by this point, how nice it is. And then I shaved it all off. I absolutely loved this. I did it for charity, I raised some money, so yeah, it'd been, I think I'd done it for about 3 months. I'd had the charity pot running and I shaved it all off. So yeah, I went completely bald, and after a few weeks, this was the start of March 2019, this is just all natural hair, so you can really see how dark my natural hair is here, and I've just been letting it grow out. But of course by this point I was fed up of natural, so I next went this almost tennis ball yellow, and that is literally what everyone called it. I can't remember what this colour was, but everyone called it tennis ball yellow. Then after that, I can remember I put like a blue dye on it, but the yellow was still there, so it went a grey blue colour, and it was alright, but I wasn't loving it. In April 2019 I went bright orange. I knew that I'd only done orange ones before and it hadn't lasted long, and I wanted to do it and do it properly, so I went this really bright orange, and I was loving it. You'll be able to see I did go a lot of colours during this time. That's just because my hair was so healthy, they just washed out super quick. Like, I was bleaching my hair, but it was still in very good condition at this time. You can see in May 2019 I bleached it again. My hair was sticking up, that's just because of how short it was. It was shockingly still in good condition, yeah. And then by June I went some blue colours again. I dyed my hair about 3 or 4 different times at this point, and this is just one of the pictures I've got of the bright blue, and then I also went darker blue as well. And again, I love blue. I think at this point I was struggling with how much my hair was sticking up, and I just wanted it to stop, so I dyed it a really light pastel pinky purpley colour, and I started straightening it and brushing it down. So you can see here in the second picture, this one's from August 2019, I'd really started brushing it down. It was starting to come down by itself, but I was having to put effort into it still. And then later on that month it all faded and it just went blonde. This is the best picture I've got of it, unfortunately, and I didn't hate it, so you know, maybe at some point I'll actually intend to go blonde. Then October 2019, and I wanted to dye my hair again, so I went just a really pastel purple colour, and I really loved it, but unfortunately it didn't last very long. So later on in the month I went a really bright pink purple colour, and yeah, that was pretty cool. So by November 2019 I'd done half and half hair, and it was half yellow and half pink, and this is the best picture I've got of it just as it was, which it doesn't look amazing. But then if I go through to this next picture, this is the exact same hair, and you can see it was UV reactive. And yes, I dyed it with UV reactive because I knew we were going to laser tag and I wanted it to glow, which is actually a really bad idea because it made me really stand out, and I got killed a lot of times at laser tag. But yeah, that was the same hair dye. So then I kept the half and half up because they were very different colours, and I went half blue and half silver. Really liked this, and I kept it for a little bit. And then January 2020 I tried bleaching my hair myself, and it didn't go amazing. I think I left my roots get a bit too long, but I bleached it myself and tried to tone it purple, and it looked okay. Then later on in the month I was like, no, I want to try something different, so I put pink in the front bit, which wasn't a fringe at that point, it's just because my hair was still growing out. I hadn't cut it all since I've got it shaved off. Then in February 2020 I went this really bright red colour, and I really loved this, but it just faded really quick, and by March 2020 you can see the colour it faded to here. It was pinky in the roots, but it faded to purple in like the rest of my hair. I put a pink dye over it. This is the only picture I've got of the pink dye, and it looked okay, it just wasn't what I wanted. So by April 2020 we were in full-on lockdown by this point, so I thought I can go a bit crazy with it, I can do what I want. So I dyed my fringe purple, and the rest of my hair I dyed like a really light, like corally orange colour, and I was really loving that. But I really love fringe the most. I felt like the rest of it got lost, so then I decided to try and do a three-way split, and I went this colour here, and I had that same purple in the fringe, but then I had pink one side and green the other, and I was honestly loving this colour. It was really fun. And then May 2020 I disastrously tried to cut my hair. It ended up really short, but I dyed it yellow. I was like, if I can't do anything else I will dye it yellow. Then by July 2020 I just added loads of colours to it. I wasn't really paying much attention to it, I just wanted it to grow, and I was trying to distract myself from how short it was. So yeah, by September 2020 I actually put my extensions back in for like a week, the same ones from a couple of years before, and it took me like a week, and I was like, yeah, no, these are too damaged, I need to just chuck these in the bin. But this is the only picture I've got where you can really see the bright green colour that I went, and this was using that crazy colour lime twist hair dye again. So then later that month I went split dye. I went half orange and half purple. Again, I really loved this colour. It just didn't last long. My hair was really struggling to keep colouring at this time. I don't know why, because I'm not doing anything different now and it's working fine. But yeah, so October 2020 I was just dyeing it different purple and pink colours. This is kind of the lighter end and a more pinky end. Then in November you can see I went more purple. It was still light, but this was a faded colour. I just couldn't find any pictures at all of the darker colour. You can also see from the rest of the pictures, this is when we got cats. So yeah, I really haven't taken a lot of pictures of my hair over the last few months, and you can tell that. So these aren't the best quality, but hopefully you can still see the colour. So then December 2020 I went a really dark purple colour. I believe this was Plum, Directions Plum, and I really love this. I just get bored too easily, especially with us being now at this point in our third lockdown. It was, yeah, I was just getting bored, so I bleached half of my head and put a pink colour in it. So The one half was still purple with roots and the other half I bleached and put pink in. And of course I got fed up with that. So within the next month I started to bleach it and then try and colour remove it the best that I could. And I ended up putting a red dye on it and it looked pretty cool. I don't have any pictures of it dry, of course, but it looked pretty cool. It lasted a while, but it did fade out to have still red root but be showing the previous colours underneath. So to combat that, in February 2021 I dyed it red again, but I put green through the ends, and I really enjoyed this. It lasted quite a while. You can see a second picture of it here. This was way later on in the month and it was still lasting. It was starting to fade, but it's still looking pretty cool. And then that leads us up to March, which is now, and I dyed my hair purple again. This is Directions Violet, and yeah, here's the picture when it was basically first done, and it doesn't look any different now. And we are currently at the 9th of March. I think I did this on the 1st or the 2nd. I have a feeling this is going to end up being a very long video, so I do apologise for that. If you've seen it all the way through, thank you. Let me know below what your favourite colour was. Do give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe down below, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.